And we are live, guys. We are live. We are live just in time to catch the Liverpool Derby County Carabao Cup third round penalty shootout. We are live. We're gonna do some Premier League round 15 review. We're gonna do some World Cup. McGoldrick and he scores. So we're actually watching the Carabao Cup as we speak, and we will do a little bit of Champions League as well. We'll do World Cup. We'll do Carabao Cup. If we have some time, we'll check out the other leagues. We're going to have some fun today. So, Derby County won, and Liverpool about to take their first penalty. Young Bajcetic is stepping up. This could be it for Liverpool, or who knows? They might just prevail. I didn't watch the game, guys. I was watching the Man City-Chelsea game, of course, and I didn't watch multiple screens. And it's saved, but the goalkeeper could be off his line, though. So, but the goalkeeper saved the Liverpool penalty, and the game is at Anfield. Derby County currently in League One. Yeah, that's going to be taken over. I knew that. I knew that. That goalkeeper is, I don't know. I don't know what he's thinking. This should be VAR, right? What is going on here? There's no VAR. Big up to everybody watching the stream. There's no VAR right now. He was way off his line, though. I didn't even realize these guys went to Derby, Goldrick and Horahan. So Horahan to take versus Quiver and Kelleher. Horahan, and it's saved as well. So Kelleher could be the hero today. But yeah, guys, big up to everybody in the stream, man. We're back with some live action. We'll be looking at some Champions League round of 16, Europa League in terms of, some of the matchups. We're looking to actually catch up today. I'm a bit behind when it comes to the Premier League match week 15 review because I didn't actually do anything for the games on the weekend. It's been hectic, man. Been working on some World Cup content as well. So we're gonna have a little World Cup chat. And we're gonna have a nice little stream today, man. So big up to everybody who joined, big up to everybody watching the replay right now. But right now, as we speak, guys, we are watching the Liverpool Derby County penalty shootout, and it's 1-1. Well, 1-0 so far for Derby County. Liverpool to take their second penalty. Oxley Chamberlain, and he scores. It hits the bar and goes the post and goes in. So let's pull up the Carabao Cup. We'll take a look at the Carabao Cup first and foremost. So Carabao Cup, and we're going to go through all the results. I didn't see all the games, of course. I'm just looking at some of the results as well. So let's just pull that up right now. So, all right. This is what's going on. And it's saved by Kelleher. It is saved by Kelleher. So Derby County making a meal of it. Another penalty saved by Kelleher. Wow. I actually saw Kelleher live in person too, so it's pretty cool. So Roberto Firmino missed out on the Brazil squad. He's stepping up. Let's see what happens. Big up to Pacharo. How are you doing? Roberto Firmino. Stutters. And that's the worst penalty I've seen in a very, very long time, man. Firmino, are you justifying the fact that Brazil didn't take it to the World Cup? What kind of penalty was that? That has to be one of the worst penalties I've ever seen. That was horrible. No confidence whatsoever. Wow. These penalty kicks have been horrible. So 1 each after 3 kicks, Liverpool and Derby County. And Sibley scores. Sibley scores. Big up to Harry Morgan in the house. Big up to Goat. So Derby County gone 2-0 up. 2-1 up, pardon me. And it's Liverpool time to take. So let's actually just click this right here. And we're going to see the penalty shootout, the timeline right here. All right, this is what's going on. Louis Sibley just scored. And Darwin Nunez is about to step up. We're going to take a look at the Champions League round of 16 and make some early predictions today as well. All right, so stay tuned. All right, Darwin Nunez to take his penalty. Darwin Nunez, score or miss. Darwin Nunez. And that's a horrible penalty too, but it went in. That was an atrocious penalty, but it went in. That's just my opinion. That was not a good penalty. Yeah, that was not a good penalty. Almost saved it. He got a fingertips to that. I guess it's a good one if it went in, right? So it's now 2-2. Lewis Dobbin, who is an Everton loanee, as you heard. And Derby is taking their 5th penalty as we speak, guys. So big up to everybody in the stream. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. We'll be doing a fun stream today. Dobbin, and it's saved. Derby County, you blew it, man. You blew it big time. Kelleher, Quiveen Kelleher, man. Quiveen Kelleher, man. God damn. Astounding penalty save there by the young Liverpool goalkeeper, Quiveen, the Dream Kelleher. All right, so now it's Harvey Elliott's turn to win it. To win it for Liverpool. Is he going to blow it or is he going to score? All right, so this could be the last kick. And Harvey Elliott could actually be the hero. Harvey Elliott steps up and he scores. And Liverpool goes into the 4th round. Simply because of Quiveen Kelleher. And some poor penalty taken by the Derby County players. No wonder they are now in League One. Okay, so Elliott wins it for Liverpool. And that's it for this game. 3-2 in the penalty shootout after they finished in a 0-0 draw. So big up to each and everybody in the house. Make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. We're going to be doing a lot more live streams going forward. It's World Cup time. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a lot of discussions. And we're going to dissect a lot of things. So, Liverpool prevail. Guys, let's take a look at these Carabao Cup results. And talk about the Carabao Cup. Check out when the next draw would be. And then move on. So, I got something. Carabao Cup theme right here in the background. And let's talk a bit of Carabao Cup. We won't be super long on the EFL Cup, but let's take a look at the games that went down yesterday, guys. 3rd round of matches. Stevenage won, Charlton 5-4 on penalties. Let's take a look at what happened in this game. You had Luke Norris scoring from the penalty spot and Chucks Aneke in the 87th minute. Charlton went on to win on penalties, 5-4. Let's go back. We're not going to linger. Bristol City 1, Lincoln City 3. In this game, we had Matty Virtue in the 6th minute, Ben House in the 15th, Party O'Connor in the 49th, and a consolation goal for Bristol City by Tommy Conway in the 80th minute. Lincoln move on to the 4th round. Bournemouth 4, Everton 1. I'm yet to actually watch the highlights for these games. I've been so busy, man. There's been so much to do, just making sure I stay on top of the World Cup content that we're going to talk about today as well. Definitely going to get some World Cup content into this. So if you love the World Cup, you love the Champions League, we will be getting into some of that today. So big up to Benjamin Barrero, 3 amazing saves from our number 2 keeper in the penalty shootout. Matthew Walcott, big up to you, man. Appreciate you coming through. Marcel as well. Appreciate you coming through. So, guys, today's stream is just to wrap things up, man. To wrap up everything. I missed out on some of the reviews, like match week 15 review. I actually didn't do anything on that because I've been a bit overwhelmed with things, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm choosing today to do that. So look, Bournemouth 4, Everton 1. This is a shocking result for me, but maybe Everton put out. Let's just first see the Everton lineup that they put out, right? So Bournemouth put out a typical Bournemouth lineup, right? But a few rotations with guys like Stanislas and Jamal Lowe, Jamaican international there, guys like Jaden Anthony coming in, Ryan Christie, players back from injury like Ben Pearson and Joe Rothwell. You see that, right? You see what Bournemouth did? And they did well. For Everton, this was okay. Tom Davies, Ducory has fallen out of favor. Joe Garner, Nathan Patterson, Vinagre. Yeah, this is definitely both teams, of course, rotated their 11s, and Bournemouth came out on top. So Jamal Lowe in the 7th, Julian Stanislas in the 47th. Then Demari Gray pulled it back to make it 2-1 in the 67th minute, but Emiliano Marcondes in the 78th, Jaden Anthony, right youngster there in the 82nd to give Bournemouth a massive win to go into the 4th round. So the next game, MK Dons 2, Morecambe 0. So Warren O'Hara in the 18th, Matthew Dennis in the 51st for MK Dons. So we move on. The Dons go into the next round. I won't mind drawing the Dons. Man City versus the Dons. Why not? Leicester 3, Newport County 0. I could remember Man City smashing Newport County a couple years ago. James Justin in the 44th, and the veteran, legendary player, Jamie Vardy with a brace in the 70th and 82nd minute. So very one-sided game there as Leicester romped to a massive 3-0 win. So once again, like to shout out everybody in the house. Mr. Skiller, big up to you. He says, we deserve to lose. Klopp made too many changes, in my opinion. We can't keep doing this in early rounds and nearly going out every time as he makes so many changes. Well, I guess it was meant to happen. I guess it was, meant for Kelleher to be the hero again. You know what I'm saying? And we will be looking at the U.S. men's national team squad a little bit later too, where Ilias is saying no Zach Steffen in the squad. Not surprised, man. Steffen has been garbage, so not surprised. So Burley 3, Crawley Town 1. Ashley Barnes, Dom Telford in the 22nd. Ashley Barnes equalizing in the 24th, and Anas Zurori with a brace in the 79th and 90th minute as Vincent Kompany and Burnley doing pretty well since he took in charge. So we move on to the next game. Brentford 1, Gillingham 1. Gillingham actually winning 6-5 on penalties. Let's take a look at this. Ivan Toney in the 3rd. Mikhail Mandron in the 75th, and penalty shootout. Who missed their penalty? Mikhail Damsgaard, of all people, missed their penalty as Gillingham scored all 6 of their penalty, pardon me. And of course, Ivan Toney scored his as well. And Buemo, Josh De Silva, Godos, pretty strong team they put out, wasn't able to beat Gillingham. So let's move on. Brentford out of the competition. Gillingham move on. So Wolves 1, Leeds 0 today. Actually, Wolves needed that. Boubacar Traore, one of their newer players, to score in the 85th minute. Leeds are knocked out. Not a bad thing. They should be able to focus on the Premier League and continue picking up points, as they have definitely pulled things back in the last 2 games. But Wolves, that would do their confidence a whole lot of good, as they are struggling big time in the league. So we move. And the next game, Nottingham Forest 2, Tottenham 0. This is a massive win and a massive boost for Forest, as Renan Lodi scored a brilliant right-footed goal in the 50th minute, celebrated with a good knee slide there. And Jesse Lingard to score his first goal for Forest in the 57th minute, and Orel Mangala got a red card as Tottenham bow out of this season's Carabao Cup. So this was a Tottenham team Perisic, Kane. Kane just doesn't take a break, right? Come on, it's a little Carabao Cup game. Take a damn break, man. And let somebody else play. Let Lucas Moura get a little run out. You want to play every game. God damn. But this is pretty strong 11 put out by Conte, and they lost. You see Fraser Foster getting in some game time there for Spurs there as well. For Forest, you never know what's gonna happen because this team, we don't know. But guys like Sam Surridge and Willie Bolly getting some game time there. O'Brien, Mangala, he got sent off 2 yellows. So this competition is just a competition that you give other people opportunities, but Harry Kane does not believe in that whatsoever. But if you check what City did, if you check what Liverpool did, Chelsea did, they rotated. A lot of teams chose, this competition to rotate, but it seems like Spurs didn't want to give Harry Kane a break. Look, you got the World Cup coming up. Think about it. The World Cup, in 12 days, and you want to start in the Carabao Cup. Like, come on, Kane. And when you think about it, right, Conte, you say, okay, at least he might win a trophy for Spurs, and there's one trophy not winnable because they got knocked out. Wow. One of the easiest one to win as well. So maybe that's what he did. Maybe he actually went for the trophy and screwed things up, still screwed things up. Very, very Spursy performance, if you ask me, to lose to bottom team Forest. So Arsenal, whoa, I didn't know this. I'm just finding this out. Whoa, Arsenal actually lost. Okay, from a winning position. Eddie Nketiah in the 20th. Okay. Danny Welbeck finally scored from the penalty spot. Kaoru Mitoma, this player scored in the last game. You got to keep an eye on this Japanese international. Keep an eye on him. He's been performing so well. He dribbles, he just runs constantly. Look for him, man. Look for him. Tariq Lamptey getting some game time and scoring as well. So big 3-1 win for Brighton as Roberto De Zerbi wins his 3rd game on the bounce as Brighton's manager. So give a round of applause to him, man. All right, I think that's all he deserves. But wow, Arsenal, they dominated the shots, possession, passing in most departments and still lost at home at that. So is this a sign of things to come? As a Man City fan, I hope. I really, really hope, man. So yet again, big up to everybody in the stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in for yet another one. We are live. We're going to talk Premier League. We're going to talk Carabao Cup. We will talk World Cup. We will talk Champions League as well. And we'll make it quick. We won't linger too much on each topic. So we move. Sheffield Wednesday and Southampton playing to a 1-1 draw. And guys, something that I have not yet reacted to, Southampton have sacked Ralph Hasenhuttl. So I don't know if they appointed anybody yet, but let's find out who was in charge today. And we scroll down and Celes Salvador, Ruben Celes Salvador, actually in charge, maybe as interim manager of Southampton right now. I don't know if he was appointed because I haven't checked the news on Southampton, but Darren Moore, I'm pretty sure this is Darren. Yep, Darren Moore's Sheffield Wednesday loss on penalties. Not a bad showing though. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Darren Moore. So McCarthy getting some game time there for Southampton. You see, pretty similar team that they put out in the Premier League as well, because a lot of youngsters. Hasenhuttl couldn't keep the job though. They just got fed up with Hasenhuttl because how could you get smacked up 9-0 twice and still keep the job? I don't know how he survived those, but I think he outlasted a lot of Premier League managers. I think he was there for like 4 years. So he pretty lucky. Pretty damn lucky. You know what I mean? So good win for Southampton. That new manager bounce, you call that. So Josh Winders in the 24th minute and James Ward-Prowse on a penalty spot. Second minute of first half extra time. Congrats to Southampton. They needed that. More penalty drama as West Ham and Blackburn Rovers play to a 2-2 draw. Blackburn Rovers going on to win 10-9 on penalties. In this game, Jack Vale in the 6th minute, Pablo Fornals in the 38th, and Mikel Antonio in the 78th, and Ben Brereton, the Chilean, on fire for Blackburn in the 88th to take it to pens, and Blackburn went on to win the penalty shootout. West Ham dominated. Look at the shots. Look at the shots. A lot of waste, though. Only 5 on target. So give it up to Blackburn. Let's check the timeline. Who missed their penalty here? Angelo Ogbonna missed his penalty. So not good. There's a Dominic Hyam in there. Big up to Dominic Hyam, my namesake. You did well. You did well. You did well, bro. So shame on you, Ogbonna, as West Ham bow out of this season's Carabao Cup. We move. Once again, big up to everybody in the house right now. We're going to talk some Premier League. We're going to talk some Champions League as well. We're going to do a little mini roundup of everything, but we got to touch on the Carabao Cup. So, Newcastle, you are so lucky. Newcastle won on penalties, 3-2 after the game ended in a 0-0 draw. They just can't stop winning, man. So let me see who played this game for Newcastle. Nick Pope. Okay, they still put out a strong 11 if Nick Pope is there, but rotated a little. Manquillo and these guys have been playing a lot. Target, Lascelles, St. Maxima, Wood, Elliot Anderson, Shelby, Joel. Okay. Crystal Palace, pretty similar team. Okay, Klein back in the team again. Nice to see him. And all right, Kieran Trippier, Willock. Okay, so congrats to Newcastle. Let's see who actually scored and missed their penalties. Bruno Guimaraes missed. Wow. So actually, the way it was, Chris Wood scored, Luka Milivojevic missed, it seems. No, yeah. Kieran Trippier and Will Hughes scored. Joel Linton and Joel Ward scored. So it was, how did it go on like this though? Is it from what are we looking at? From top to bottom? Maybe from top to bottom. It got to be from top to I don't even know. Seriously. I really don't. Is it from top to bottom? Because if it's what? 3-2. Bam, bam. Oh yeah, I guess, yeah. I understand what happened now. Because with it being 3-2, when they miss, they miss. You get a chance to take another one, so both of them miss. So it ended 3-2. Yeah, I understand what happened there. So let's keep it moving. Newcastle move on. Crystal Palace out. Man City 2, Chelsea 0. This is a game I actually saw, guys. And I didn't know there was games tomorrow, but United play Villa again. Let's see if they're going to lose to Villa in back-to-back games. But before we get to the Man City Chelsea, let's talk Liverpool Derby County. I didn't watch the game. It ended in a 0-0 draw. 3-2 for Liverpool in the penalty shootout. We actually did a little mini watch along for the penalty shootout at the start of this stream. So to see the Liverpool 11 there, highly rotated. Gomez, Tsimikas, Nat Phillips, Ramsey, Chamberlain, Bajcetic, Clark, however you say this guy name, Frorendorf, Stewart, Carvalho. Wow. And Liverpool still won. Shame on you, Derby County. They had enough quality in their team. Mendes Leng, he played Premier League football before. Conor Hourihane played Premier League football before. You know what I'm saying? David McGoldrick off the bench. Come on. And y'all still lose. Shame on you. But it just shows, man. It just shows. They had Anfield. The Anfield magic work on a day. Quivin Kelleher is in the house. So Liverpool go on to win 3-2 on pens. They move on to the next round. When is the next round of draw? So let me see. Carabao Cup, 4th round draw. When is it happening? Is it happening today? I don't know. Okay, so the draw. Let me see something. Let me see if I could find something on the Carabao Cup draw. Carabao Cup draw. All right, we're gonna find out when is the draw, right? So when is the draw for the fourth round? Okay, so the draw for the fourth round. Let me see. When is the draw? Okay, it's November 10th. So tomorrow, it will be the draw. All right, the draw will be tomorrow. We'll find out who's playing who in the fourth round. Not today, but tomorrow. I think after the Aston Villa Manchester United game. So once again, big up to everybody in here, man. Pachar said, "Hey Dom, Mexico are winning the World Cup. They just destroyed Iraq 4-0. I know you gotta be trolling. Gotta be trolling. You know what I'm saying? Big up to Kelvin in the house. You have to be trolling because I don't know how you came up with that logic at all. But anyways, the last game, Man City 2, Chelsea 0. I gotta say, enjoy this game, man. I was watching it while dropping my wife to work and on the way back. I think I was watching it on the way back from dropping her to work. You know, my boy Liam was sleeping. You know, I went to get some pizza. He was still sleeping because he went to school today. You know what I'm saying? He just actually started going to school. So it kind of knocked the stuffing out of him. He's still sleeping too. I had to wake up extra early this morning. So pretty level in terms of the shots, but I had to say Chelsea had the better chances though. And even though we finished with a 2-0 win, if it wasn't for Ortega Moreno, we would have lost this game. So give it up to the German goalkeeper, Ortega Moreno, for some massive saves, man. If that was Edison in goal, we would have lost that game 100%. 100%. And big up to Peter, though. I didn't realize this. He's saying, I didn't realize this. For the London clubs, Crystal Palace, West Ham, Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs already out. And you could also throw Brentford in there as well. Brentford got knocked out. And there might be a few more London clubs that I didn't really notice got knocked out as well. But I didn't even realize this. Big London teams knocked out, man. Crazy. Spurs, Chelsea, and Arsenal, along with West Ham, Palace, Brentford, all gone. Wow. Great point you just made there, man. So we got Victor. Victor, bro. Oh no, bro. Chill. Anyways, yeah, just mess with my train of thought there with your nonsense there, man. This guy just keeps, I don't know why you keep bugging me on Twitter, bro. I don't know why, but you need to chill, bro. Anyways, big up to Stefan Ortega, man. And take a look at the 11s here, guys. Man City, Stefan Ortega, Rico Lewis, rising in stature, Ruben Diaz, Laporte, Gomez, Rodri, and Gundogan taking off early in the second half. Grealish had a great game. Grealish was really, really good on the day. Unlucky not to score. Cole Palmer getting 90 minutes. Mahrez with that spectacular free kick. Julian Alvarez with that follow-up for the second goal as well. He's on fire. I think he got about 7 Man City goals since he joined, which is amazing when you think about it. If you don't have Haaland in the team, you got Alvarez. His work rate is unmatched. I'm telling you, he just keeps running. And I love it, man. I really love it. You'll see him with Argentina at the World Cup. For Chelsea, Christian Pulisic, Amanda Broja, Hakim Ziyech, Louis Hall, Zachariah, Mateo Kovacic, Loftus-Cheek, Cucurella, Koulibaly, and Chalobah had their work cut off for them, along with Edward Mendy, who had to make a ton load of saves. But look, Hall had 2 great chances. Both were saved by Ortega. Pulisic had a chance, saved by Ortega. I think Pulisic had 2 great chances as well. So Chelsea had their opportunities. And late in the game, there was another opportunity that ping-pong around the box eventually went in, but it was offside. So if it wasn't for Ortega, we lose the game. We lose the game because even though we dominate the matches, whenever we allow the teams behind, and they get a shot at the goalkeeper, it usually goes in. I'm not saying that Edison does not make a good save here and there, but more often than not, he gets beaten. Let's keep it real. You see what I mean? But big win for Manchester City. Mars in the 53rd. Julian Alvarez in the 58th as City romped to a 2-0 win over rivals Chelsea. A little bit of revenge for that Champions League loss a couple years ago, right? It makes me feel a little better. Just a little better. So, guys, that's the Carabao Cup for you. We did a nice little mini roundup of the English Cup, and we are going to keep it moving for sure. All right, so what we're going to do, guys, let's take a look at the Premier League results on the weekend because I haven't really done that yet, but it will be just something where I'm going to look at the results and just go through the games. I'm not really going to do too much in-depth analysis here because I haven't watched the highlights for quite a bit of these matches, and I've had enough. Let's just put it that way. I've had enough. Bring the World Cup on already. I really had it. Just stop the league football already and let's start with the World Cup, man. You know, I've been focusing on some World Cup content. I have group E prediction to edit when I'm done, but this is just something that I have to do. So week 15 review, talking Carabao Cup, talking some Premier League, talking the Champions League as well. I want to do like an early prediction. We're going to do early predictions of the Champions League, the Conference League, and the Europa League today. Let's do some of that. Let's have some fun. You know what I'm saying? Let us have some fun today. So, look, let's take a look at these matches really, really quick. And as I mentioned, it won't be an in-depth analysis, so don't expect one. So, stats. Let's take a look at the stats really quick. Erling Haaland has 18 Premier League goals, guys. Just want to bring that to the forefront and remind people what's going on. Harry Kane with 11, Mitrovic with 9, impressively, Miguel Almiron with 8, Ivan Toney with 8, Rodrigo climbing up the ladder with 7, Trossard with 7, Firmino, Foden, and Maddison with 6. In terms of the assist charts, notable mentions, Kevin De Bruyne, Saka, and Gabriel Jesus. You could throw Iwobi and Bernardo Silva in there. So we're not going to take a look at the other stats right now, but we would also take a look at the league table when we're done. And I'll give an update on that as we talk about the game. So results. Let's run through the results really quick. The scores, a few little talking points, and keep it moving, man. Nothing crazy today. So Arsenal 1, Chelsea 0. So Arsenal actually beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. This is a game that I did watch. Gabriel putting in from Saka's corner, which would have gone in anyways, but Gabriel didn't actually want to take a chance. He put it in and celebrated. Arsenal coming out with the win. All did a real deal. They played very well on the day. Chelsea exposed again after losing to Brighton, losing to Arsenal, and losing today to Manchester City. Graham Potter went 9 games unbeaten and picked up 3 losses in his last 3, I think. Maybe there's a Champions League game sandwiched in there somewhere, but it's not been good showing, man. Listen, Potter, you gotta be careful, you know. The boy Todd Bowley will sack you. So the last 4 games, well, in the Premier League, no wins for Chelsea, 2 draws and 2 losses, right? In terms of the Champions League game, that Champions League game was actually a win between the Brighton and the Arsenal game against Dinamo Zagreb there. So, you know, things ain't looking good for Chelsea at all. And the last game before the World Cup will be against Newcastle. I think I'm actually going to predict a Chelsea loss as well because I don't see them beating Newcastle at all. I really don't. Not the way they're playing at all. Not the way they are playing right now. So, good win for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta doing the damn thing. You know, I saw a record that he got to more wins than Arsene Wenger after his first 150 games. So, give him a lot of credit for that and give Arsenal a lot of credit for good showing on the day, man. If you ask me to analyze this game, talk about exactly the things that happen in the game, I can't do it. It's been gone. Too many days have been gone. And that's the thing about matches. Matches last maybe 48 hours the most. People don't care. People move on. You see what I mean? Yeah, it was on the weekend, but no, we had Champions League. Not Champions League. Yeah, we had Champions League draw. We had a Champions League draw, the Europa League and the Conference League draw, and then we had the Carabao Cup. So who nobody cares about what happened on the weekend anymore. You see what I mean? I just had to also remind a Man United fan that they did lose to Villa, though. So I just had to be a little petty there. But Arsenal stay top of the league. Only one loss and a draw, along with 11 wins this season, 34 points. And for Chelsea, they dropped down to 7th, below Brighton, Man United, and Spurs, even Newcastle. So they're just 2 points ahead of Liverpool, who are looking to catch them and take away the Conference League spot. So we move, man. We move. Guys, feel free to share your thoughts in the chat, man. But these are the Arsenal players celebrating. All right. Now I choose to actually share it. It's not loading, right? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I got a big purple screen right there. Lovely. Lovely, man. Let's try that again. All right. I give up, man. I give up. I really give up. But William Saliba given man of the match there. Let's move, man. Big win. Aston Villa 3, Man United 1. I think I did predict the Villa win, you know. I know I didn't predict them to lose. I think I predicted a draw. At first, I had United winning the game, but I actually changed it to what I think was a draw. Leon Bailey with a really good goal in the 7th minute there. And Luca Dean to follow it up in the 11th from a free kick. Brilliant free kick by the Frenchman. Then Jacob Ramsey scored an own goal after the shot came in from Luke Shaw, and it diverted off the young Ramsey. And Ramsey made amends when he scored a goal in the 49th minute, as Unai Emery's Villa was all over Eric Ten Hag's Man United. New manager bounce. Good evening. I'm back, motherfuckers. Unai Emery. Take a bow. Take a bow. It was a really good performance by Villa. They look like world-class players on the day. Even Tyrone Mings. So if they could continue playing like this, if they could play like Villarreal last season, well, you might have a very interesting second half of the Premier League season when it resumes in December. Best believe. And I think that's why he actually took the job for the challenge. But when you take a look at the United team, right? Let's take a look at the United lineup. Let's take a look here. Ronaldo starting, right? Haven't been starting a lot of games in the league. Alejandro Garnacho. I think he had a bright game. Donny van de Beek. I think this is his first start. Ten Hag's trying to integrate him into the team. Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro. The backline of Lindelof, Lisandro, Dalot, Shaw. De Gea in goal. Listen, United make progress and then they get upended. And I know it must be frustrating for United fans. They get their hopes up. They think they're doing well and then they slip up. Because I know you should be losing to this Aston Villa team that was actually struggling big time. They were way down in the table. And that win put Aston Villa where? Aston Villa right now, Aston Villa 13th. They had a win and a loss. So they just picked up 6 points after a big slump under Gerrard, who got the sack. They have 15 points. You see what 2 wins could do to you? 2 wins could take you from 9 points. If they hadn't won any of those games, they would have been 20th in the league. 20th. That's how crucial these points were. And unlikely team to pick up 3 points against for Villa. And that's Manchester United. And they recently picked up some really key points against Brentford as well. But before that, struggling. A couple draws here and there, but Steven Gerrard lost his job. in result of their form. So big win, man. Big win. Great performance by Villa. And I think Unai Emery is now, coming in and he's going to try to figure out what his best 11 is. Is he going to look to bring in Philippe Coutinho into the team, right? You look on the bench here, John McGinn, guys like Morgan Sanson, Boubacar Kamara, fit again. I thought he was actually going to miss the World Cup. Guys like Danny Ings, you see Jan Bednarek, so got a little supporting cast going there, but he'll look to improve the team come January and come next summer if he's still in charge. But I think one player that has come in and really made them look good in the midfield is Leander Dendoncker. He's, slotted into the Villa team very, very smoothly. So poor performance by Manchester United, very inconsistent as usual. And they're fifth in the league with 23 points. They have now lost 4 matches this season, along with 2 draws. They have 7 wins in 13. As for Aston Villa, they're 13th, 15 points. They do have 7 wins, but 7 losses, but that win made it 4 wins this season. 2 of those coming in their last 5. So positive results after Steven Gerrard got the sack there. So let's keep it moving, man. Southampton 1, Newcastle 4, and this is the game that cost Hasenhüttl his job. I didn't actually watch the interview, but I heard that when he was asked how could the team improve, if the team could improve, and he said, nah. He said, nah, the team is just like, nah. I think he had enough, man. I think he just had enough, and they got beaten really bad in this game by a very informed Newcastle team. Miguel Almiron, he just cannot stop scoring. 8 goals in the Premier League this season. And I think he has he had about maybe 15 before in his Newcastle career, which is absolutely nuts, man. Chris Wood getting a good confidence boosting goal there. Joe Willock has not been scoring since that loan move from Arsenal, but he got one. And Bruno Guimaraes, he's been scoring. He only had a handful of goals when he was at Lyon, right? Only, I think, 4 goals in his entire Lyon career. And he's come to Newcastle and scoring them for fun. And when I actually criticize a lot of midfielders in the league, I'm not going to call no names. I'm not going to call no teams. But when I criticize some midfields and I criticize some midfielders, look at this team. Look at Joe Willock. Look at Bruno Guimaraes scoring goals. And there's a certain team, I'm not going to call no names, the midfielders does not score any goals. Hardly. Once in a blue moon. Right? So, and not because I said blue moon, I'm not even talking about Man City. Opposite end of the spectrum. But Romain Perraud did pull one back in the 89th minute. Southampton lost 1-4 at home. Hasenhüttl has lost his job. And with new ownership at Southampton, they're going to look to bring someone in. They had already got rid of some of the training staff already. They're going to look to just put their stamp on the team as they have been doing with the recruitment tactics and strategies. And let's see who will be in charge of the Saints next or come after the World Cup break. So once again, big up to everybody in the stream, man. Appreciate you guys coming in. I'm not talking about nobody, man. I'm just saying. I'm not talking about any team in particular. I'm just saying. All right. So look, big win for Newcastle. Eddie Howe and his boys keep doing the goddamn business every single week. And with that win, they have 27 points in the league. They have only lost once. Won 7 games, drew 6. 27 points, third. 27 points in third, right? If Newcastle continues like this, right? If they just continue on this trajectory in the next 14 games, they're going to have 54 points. They're going to be third. And with 10 matches left, think about it. Or maybe they'll have more points. But with 10 matches left, Newcastle could be eyeing a Champions League spot in only the second season of the takeover, which will be absolutely nuts when you think about it. The rise of the new Newcastle United. So, look, in terms of Southampton, They drop into the relegation zone 18th with only 12 points after 14 play, 3 wins, 3 draws, but 8 devastating losses. So, look, we move, man. We move. We're taking a look at these fixtures and we move. So, this was a massive game, man. I was actually following the scoreline, wasn't watching the game, but followed the scoreline. I saw the goal highlights as well. This was a thriller. This is what you call a thriller. I did predict Leeds to win the game too, but he had Rodrigo in the penalty from the penalty spot in the 3rd minute. Marcus Tavernier, I think that's his first goal for Bournemouth in the 7th minute. And then Bournemouth took over the game. So Leeds scored, Jesse March celebrated, but Tavernier billing with a good goal. You know, he scored some very good goals. And I think Solanke bringing up a landmark goal there as well for Bournemouth. So it was 3-1 in the 3rd minute in the second half there. And Leeds was staring down the barrel of defeat when all of a sudden Sam Greenwood, Liam Cooper, and the boy Summertime, Crescencio Somerville, with the 84th minute winner. The man has just basically won back-to-back games for Leeds United. And the previous match, I think he actually earned them a point. Let me just go back at Leeds. Maybe it was a consolation goal when he scored. I think it was a game against Fulham. He had scored. Yeah, it was a consolation goal. He scored late. Then he scored a winner against Liverpool and scored the winner against Bournemouth. Give it up to Crescencio Somerville, man. The man just turned 21. I've known of him for some time. I used to use him in FIFA. I used to go crazy with him running down the right flank, screaming out Summertime. And it's nice to actually see him in real life doing the goddamn thing. So Leeds with another massive win to give Jesse March, some more solidity in his managerial job there, as he was under a lot of pressure to get sacked. And he just picked up 6 points against Liverpool and Bournemouth. So Bournemouth and Gary O'Neill have been struggling as of late after that purple patch that they got when Scott Parker got sacked. New manager Bunks was working really, really nice for them. But for the last few games, Bournemouth have lost a whole lot of steam. Bournemouth were actually up to 8th at one point, and they now dropped all the way down to 17th, and they could now be thrown back into the relegation discussion. 4 losses on the bounce for Bournemouth. And the thing about it is that they haven't been playing badly, because they lost to Southampton, 1-0, 2-0 loss to West Ham. But what's crazy is that the game against Spurs and the game against Leeds, they were leading by 2 goals and give up a winning position when being 2 goals up, which is absolutely crazy when you think about it. You would have probably been watching this game and say, oh, yeah, my team is 2-0 up. Yeah, I'm going to go take the dog for a walk. I'll be back to celebrate. You come back, you're drinking wine. Yeah, he celebrated, but you eating ice cream, a whole tub of ice cream. So, big up to everybody in the stream, man. Big up to Aaron Guy in the house. Free mind. Plus, don't they have money to burn in the next transfer window? They got some money to burn. So let's see what Newcastle does, though. But Leeds United 4, Bournemouth 3. Massive, massive win for Leeds. So, look, with that being said, guys, we're going to keep it moving. Leeds showing a lot of character. 12th in the league, 15 points. And for Bournemouth, 17th with 13 points. I'll go through the weekend fixtures when I'm done. And maybe tomorrow we come back and do another live stream if I feel like it, to do somewhat of a preview for the weekend matches. It's going to be a quick preview, though. Nothing crazy. But I already have the preview format in my head, so I could wing it. Because I really don't feel like doing a whole lot of work, man. I have World Cup content to work on, and that's the focus right now. So my team, man, let's talk about my team. Manchester City 2, Fulham 1. What a game. What a game, man. Julian Alvarez in the 16th minute. Man, I thought I was watching Sergio Aguero score that goal. That was a brilliant goal. And most of his goals, it just looks like a mirror of Sergio Aguero. Give it up to Alvarez, man, who started the game. No Haaland at the start, no problem. We did it in the Champions League and did it against Fulham, but it took a late penalty, though. It was, oh, man, this game was such a freaking, tough game to watch. I was nervous watching this game because João Cancelo got a red card. There was a big discussion on João Cancelo actually getting a red card for the same thing that Trent Alexander-Arnold did in their game by pushing down somebody, Ryan Sessegnon. But I don't think it was the same thing. I think Cancelo was very sloppy, and Trent pushed Sessegnon. It could have been given a red card and a penalty, but I think there was cover. There was actually cover. It was wide of the post, and there was Van Dijk, I think, was inside covering. There was no cover for the Cancelo push, and I think it was a deserved red card. Very sloppy. Cancelo have been very sloppy, and he almost cost us more points. Look, I love Cancelo. He's been really good for us. He's been one of the best fullbacks in the league, but he's sloppy against Liverpool when Salah twist and turn him, and he was sloppy in this game as Andreas Pereira stepped up to score in the 28th minute. Look, we tried everything, man. Just couldn't score. Just couldn't beat Leno in goal until Erling Haaland came on. He did score from a De Bruyne cross, but it was deemed to be offside, barely by margins. You know what I mean? How unfair. If there was no VAR, that goal would have stood. And then we won a penalty. We won a freaking penalty, man. God damn, thank God. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, man. And very, very, very sloppy there by Anthony Robinson on that tackle there. And Erling Haaland stepped up to put away brilliantly, man. It was, as a matter of fact, it wasn't the best penalty, but he squeezed it in. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie and say it was a great penalty, but he managed to squeeze it in, celebrated like a madman, received a yellow card for taking off his shirt. And City, my team, went on to claim all 3 points at the Etihad, where we play our remaining matches before the World Cup. So it was a good feeling because I thought we were going to draw the game. We could have even lost this game. Could have lost the game. If Mitrovic was actually playing for Fulham on the day, I think we might have lost this game. Seriously. But good win. Good win nevertheless. Keeping up with Arsenal at the top with another 3 points. We are second in the league. And I actually like that Pep have been very, very smart. Give it up to Kevin De Bruyne, who was imperious in this match as well. Some of these passes, man, oh my God. Give it up to Ilkay Gundogan picking up the assist there for Julian Alvarez. He's such an underrated player. Rodri as well. Akanji, how good he's been for us since he came in. But Alvarez, man, Grealish has been having a couple good games as well, not gonna lie. Big up to Bernardo. But it could have been a whole nother result. But look, back to the point I was making, right? The fact that Erling Haaland wasn't needed from the start. I like that. I really, really do. 64th minute he came on, did his thing. Foden as well did his thing. Pep brought on Ruben Diaz late for just, make sure nothing crazy happens at the end there. Love it. Love it. Pep's using his brain, making good decisions. But I hope it could be consistent. Pass Arsenal, go on to win the league. I know it's boring, right? I know City's making the league into a farmers league, but I don't mind at all. I know it sounds hypocritical when I call the Bundesliga Farmers League, French League for Bayern Munich and PSG keep winning every year, but I don't mind winning it every year. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want somebody else to win? You see what I mean? But look, Erling Haaland is inevitable, man, and came off the bench there and won the game for us. Lovely. Talk about an impact substitute. Talk Erling Haaland. So, look, give it up to João Paulinho. He has a, who knows? Have been a good season for Fulham. He might get, pulled up in the summer. Somebody might snap him up. So, look, with that being said, though, we're going to keep it moving. We're not going to linger too much. City are second in the league with 32 points. Only one loss this season, 2 draws. As for Fulham, they're not doing too bad themselves. 19 points. They're ninth after 14 matches. So, it looks like they could actually stay up this season if they continue playing the way they have been playing. If they have the next 14 matches or anything like the first 14, Fulham would pick up 38 points, and that would give them survival for next Premier League season. So, once again, big up to everybody in the stream. Big up to BLE. Big up to Marcel. Victor, big up to you as well, bro. Big up to you. You know what I'm saying? Big up to everybody watching. If you're watching the replay, make sure you smash up the thumbs up button as well. Stick around. We're going to talk some Champions League. We're going to talk some Carabao, not Carabao Cup, but Conference League. We're going to talk Europa, a little bit of World Cup. So let's continue. We'll check out some of the other leagues if I have some time as well. So the next game, let's go. Nottingham Forest 2, Brentford 2. I actually predicted a lot of these games right. A lot of them right. I predicted most of these right, actually. So didn't do too bad at all. They didn't do too bad. So in this game, Morgan Gibbs-White with a really good goal, repaying Forest for actually investing heavily in him. Brandon Buemo from the penalty spot in the absence of Ivan Toney. And, I actually missed one goal there. Emmanuel Dennis in the, no, that was an assist. Pardon me. I'm bugging out. Johan Wissa in the 75th. And then the Zanka own goal in the 96th minute of play there to give Forest, I think, a well-deserved point. I did predict them to pick up a point, and they definitely did so. So not going to get too deep into this at all, but Forest needed those points badly, and I did predict Brentford not to pick up a win without Ivan Toney in the team. So with that result, Brentford are 11th. 3 draws in their last 5 games and a win. So not a bad little stretch there. 16 points, they're 11th. So Forest do have 10 points. They're 20th. Level on points with Wolves, 2 behind Southampton, 3 behind Bournemouth, 4 behind Everton, West Ham, and Leicester. Not bad at all. Not bad. Look, 2 wins would take Forest right out of the relegation zone all the way up to about 12th. So they just need to win some games. And if they pick up a win before the World Cup break, and they hope that, let's say, Southampton lose, let's say Bournemouth lose, let's say these teams don't pick up any points unless they play against each other, right? And Forest win. Forest could jump out the relegation zone going into the World Cup break, which would give them some hope and some belief. So we're going to keep it moving. Wolves 2, Brighton 3. Give it up to Brighton, man. Big win against Chelsea. Big win against Wolves. And another in the Carabao Cup there against Arsenal. So in this game, Adam Lallana, cheeky goal in the 10th minute. Gonzalo Guedes, who have been criticized, and scored in the 12th. And then Ruben Neves from the penalty spot to make it 2-0. And then Caro Mitoma in the 44th. Then Nelson Semedo got sent off, straight red. And Pascal Gross with the winner there in the 83rd minute. So they just have so many, goal scorers in this team now, man. Everybody's chipping in. Because the forwards who are up top are not actually providing the goods. So the likes of Trossard and Gross, now Mitoma, have been actually contributing there. So massive win for Brighton. They needed that win after Graham Potter left. They were struggling a bit under De Zerbi, but he picked up some really, really good wins in the last few games against Chelsea, Wolves, and Arsenal in the Carabao Cup. So give it up to Brighton, man. The Seagulls will fly through any weather. So look, in terms of the table, guys, Brighton are currently 6th. The top 6 right now, 21 points. Back to business. For Wolves, they're 19th. Wolves are struggling big time. Already sacked manager Bruno Lage this season. And they have 10 points after 14 games. You could conclude that they are struggling at the moment. So Big shout out to everybody in the house, man. Big up to Doug. Appreciate you coming through. Doug, how are you doing, bro? Haven't spoken to you in quite some time. Quite some time. I know it's a bit late up in Scotland. Our clock actually went back 1 hour. Did you guys go back as well? What's the time in Scotland right now? Is it 10:57 or is it 9:57, Doug? Are you, same 5 hours ahead? You're up late, bro. You're up really, really late. So we're going to keep it moving, man. Leicester 2, Everton 0. Yuri Tillemans in the 45th, Harvey Barnes in the 86th, Maddison with both assists. Man, I've been talking about Maddison, man. I've been telling Liverpool to sign up James Maddison, and they ain't listening to me. You're going to have a player that's going to give you a lot of assists and even chip in with maybe 7 to 10 goals every season. And he ain't got nobody in the Liverpool team doing that right now. You see what I'm saying? And he's a player I think could make a difference to any team. I don't mind if City sign him. Sign up Maddison, sign up Grealish, have all them English pretty boys in the team. I don't mind. As long as we're going to win football games. You see what I mean? If there's a midfielder outgoing, we bring in the next one. That's where Man City does well. You see what I mean? Look at maybe Gundogan might leave next season, but guess what? Calvin Phillips is waiting in the wings. You see what I'm saying? So it's all about recruitment, man. And Everton with a setback, losing back-to-back games, lost in the Carabao Cup to Bournemouth. They lost to Bournemouth, right? And they lost to Leicester there. So I think Frank Lampard is still okay, but he would need a good result before going into the World Cup. And for Everton, they actually play against Bournemouth again. So after that 4-1 thrashing in the Carabao Cup, they could make amends. Another game at the Vitality Stadium, they could make amends by actually picking up a win to top off the first, let's say, segment of the season, right? Before the World Cup, pre-World Cup season, which will give Everton 17 points if they do pick up a win and could push them up as far as 12th, 13th or so. So let me see what Doug's saying. Doug, what are you saying? Oh, you haven't replied to me yet. Maybe you bounced out. I don't know. So big up to Inter X Yugoslavia FC, who says James Maddison has more goals than any other English national team player since August 2021. Great stat, man. Great stat. So big up to the Lego dude who says Maddison is just too good. He has a ton of goals and assists in him from midfield. It's a real disgrace that he hasn't been called up by England in such a long time, though. Yeah, and he might not actually make the squad. Let's see. Let us see, man. Look, with that being said, big win for Leicester. They were struggling in the relegation zone for the earlier stages of the season, and they have really pulled things back. And now Leicester are 14th with 14 points, 3 wins in their last 5 games. So they're picking up some steam. They actually have 4 wins this season, and 3 came in their last 4, I should say. So give it up to Brendan Rodgers, who was under a lot of pressure, didn't get the sack. You know, the board held their nerve, didn't want to pay out that severance pay, and Leicester now on a surge. So in terms of Everton here, Everton are 16th. So they only have 1 win. 1 win for Everton in their last 5 matches, which is not good at all, and a draw. So they need to, kind of plug the hole there. There's a leak. There's a leak in the boat, Lampard. You need to plug the leak and steady the ship, or you could get the sack after the World Cup. But they've been playing some decent football, though. But only 3 wins. They haven't been winning enough Premier League games. So got to pick up some W's, man. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, guys, we're going to keep it moving. We got a few more games to talk about, right? Or is that it? I think we covered all the games, did we? Nah, we didn't. We haven't touched on West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 2. We haven't talked about the Liverpool Spurs game either. But West Ham 1, Crystal Palace 2. So in this game, Said Ben Rama in the 20th minute, and then Wilfried Zaha in the 41st, and Michael Olise with that late goal. I heard it was a deflection. I actually did not see the highlights for this one, guys. So I can't really go in depth or anything, but we know how impactful Wilf Zaha is. We know how impactful Michael Olise have been, and Ebericha Eze with one assist along with Zaha with another. So that's the core of Patrick Vieira's team, man. Those dreadlock guys got a lot of dreadlock, got a lot of naughty dreadlock in this Crystal Palace team, if you ask me, man. But they're making things happen. They're doing the business, and they picked up a massive win against West Ham United in this London derby. I predicted a West Ham win, but it was Crystal Palace coming out victorious. It's nice to see Lucas Paqueta fit again. He has been named in the Brazilian team, picked up an assist there. But West Ham, they have been so-so this season, to say the least. So, look, in terms of the standings, Crystal Palace, they're 10th. Not bad at all. Come, baby, come. Come to baby, come. Come and sit down. You had a good nap? You tired? Come on. Come on and sit down and go back to sleep again. Chill. You're almost done with this. So, yeah, Crystal Palace, they do have 19 points, man. Give it up to Crystal Palace. That's a lot of points. 19 in their first 13 games. That's as many points as Liverpool, guys. So if you want to use Liverpool as a benchmark, you could use them right there. 19 points for Palace. 10th in the league. West Ham, 15th in the league, 14 points. So not doing great. 8 losses. Not doing great at all. So give it up to Patrick Vieira and Crystal Palace for doing so well at the start of the season. You see managers getting sacked left, right, and center, and Vieira, he's just, pushing through. So give it up to everybody in the stream once again, man. Doug, who says, it's 11:01. All right, so you're still 5 hours ahead. Okay, thank you there. Doug says, I think David Moyes has lost a dressing room at West Ham. Okay, but they're doing, the thing is, right, I don't think so, though. I just think they're struggling a bit because they're doing well in the Conference League, right? They won all 6 games, but it's just that in the Premier League, they just can't seem to, pick up any kind of momentum. Still early in the season, of course. It might just be one of those seasons where they don't qualify for Europe and they just manage to get like 13th or 14th without David Moyes actually getting sacked. So, I think they'll be all right, man. So with that being said, how many more games we got left to talk about in terms of the weekend matches? We got Leeds. We spoke about that. Spoke about the City game, Forest, Wolves, Brighton, Everton. Spoke about Arsenal, Chelsea, Villa, Man United. Spoke about this. And we only have one more game to talk about, and that's Spurs losing to Liverpool 1-2. And guys, I did predict Liverpool to beat Spurs. Yeah, I did. I was leaning towards a draw, but I says, what the heck, man? Spurs ain't winning that game. You see? Because my reasoning was Liverpool play a lot better when the opponent is better. You get it? Look at the game against Napoli. 2-0. They kept in the match, 2 late goals. Spurs, great first half, poor second half for Liverpool, but they held. They held it and won the game. Played against Leeds, lost, right? Played against Forest, lost. Because guess what? I think they underestimated the opponent a bit and thought that they didn't have to really, play at a high level. Against West Ham, they could have drawn that game. But my point in case, Liverpool, Man City, I was at that game almost a month ago, and the intensity that I saw Liverpool play with, they didn't play with that intensity against West Ham, not against Forest. In the Champions League, yeah, you see it. Not against Leeds. Against Napoli, you saw it. And against Spurs, you saw it in the first half. But the second half was all Spurs. Salah in the 11th and 40th minute. The 11th minute goal was a brilliant goal, man. quick feet, quick decision making, bang, in the back of the net. 48th minute, really good goal as well. Salah on fire, scored a winner against Manchester City. He's been picking up some goals, not as many as he scored last season or the previous seasons, but he's been scoring. You see what I mean? And that's important. Harry Kane pulled one back in the 70th minute after Conte made some changes, brought on Kulusevski and Lucas Moura and co. And Spurs, it was a game of two halves. Liverpool dominating the first half, but Spurs, like a train on fire, absolutely the better team in the second half and could have gotten something from the game, but they just didn't get anything. You know what I mean? Very Spursy performance at the end of the day. And you look, they went on to lose in the Carabao Cup too to Brentford. So, yeah, there you go. What it wasn't to Brentford, to Forest, pardon me. There you go. There you go, man. Spurs, very Spursy. But give it up to Liverpool for actually, putting out the quality performance on the day. But they have to be a lot more consistent than that. The pressure is on, especially in the second half of the season. Liverpool's performances must be better. 8th. They could finish a lot higher if they win their game on the weekend. And Liverpool would actually be playing a struggling Southampton at Anfield. So are the levels going to drop again because they're playing Southampton? Maybe. But I would like to think that Liverpool, with resting all their key players for the Carabao Cup game, will come out all guns blazing and smoke Southampton and end the first part of the season on 22 points would be enough to get them as high as 6th if Brighton and Chelsea does not pick up any points this weekend. And if they do get into the top 6, it won't be a bad performance when you really look at the grand scheme of things, right? Because only City and Newcastle might get up to 30 points. But let's say City, Newcastle, and Arsenal would look like they won't be able to get caught very, very easily. And Liverpool would be fighting for top 4 and not the league. You get what I'm saying? But look, another Spursy performance, as I mentioned. They're losing a bit of steam, knocked out of the Carabao Cup. They dropped to 4th in the league. They do have 26 points. But most importantly, 3 losses in the league in the last 5 matches, which is absolutely unacceptable. They lost to United, lost to Newcastle, and lost to Liverpool. Almost lost to Bournemouth, almost lost to, drew the game to Marseille, and lost in the freaking Carabao Cup to Forest. So, poor form, man. And not to forget the draw against Sporting. They've been going through a very, very rough patch. Very rough patch. Is Conte going to get the sack? Man, you never know. He might actually just quit. You never know. You see what I mean? That's the thing with Antonio Conte. Spurs' only hope for a trophy this season is the FA Cup. And I won't put my money on Spurs actually winning no FA Cup this season. I really won't. I really won't. So, look, we're going to mix it up, guys. That's it for the Premier League. Let's take a look at the fixtures that's coming up this weekend. We'll do something to talk more Premier League. I'm actually going to try to start going live every day. Get warmed up for the World Cup. Talk about a lot of other things and just get the ball rolling. I've been a bit lazy this season. I ain't going to lie, man. Not lazy, but maybe just tired. You see what I'm saying? I've been doing this for a very long time. But the games coming up this weekend are Manchester City hosting Brentford, Bournemouth hosting Everton, Liverpool play Southampton while Forest take on Crystal Palace, Spurs play an informed Leeds while West Ham and Leicester look to hash it out at the London Stadium, while Newcastle host Chelsea far up north and the struggling Wolves take on Arsenal. There's also big games between Brighton and Aston Villa with a new manager bounce, and Fulham. An informed Fulham take on yet another Manchester club as they look to upend the red side of Manchester. So those are the fixtures coming up, guys. This is what the table looks like going into match week 16. Gunners lead 2 points ahead of Manchester City, but look at City's goal difference. And I repeat, anytime Arsenal slip up, Man City gonna catch them. So this weekend for Arsenal, I did mention their game, and their game will be against Wolves. Don't think they'll slip up against Wolves. So Arsenal might actually go into the break. You know when they say when you're top at Christmas, what happens? Most likely you go on to win the league. Well, let me tell you, let me fill you in. Arsenal will be top at Christmas if they win that game, right? And it also will be very bad if they are top at Christmas and not win the league too. So yeah, Newcastle 3rd, Spurs 4th, Man United 5th, Brighton 6th. Give it up to Brighton, give it up to Newcastle. You know what I'm saying? Making things interesting. Chelsea, Liverpool, Fulham, Crystal Palace round out the top 10. While for the bottom half, Brentford, Leeds, Aston Villa, Leicester, West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, Southampton, Wolves, and Forest in the relegation zone there. Also, guys, there were some awards. I didn't actually take a look at that. Let's take a look at the awards, guys. Player of the month. Let's just go back through the months, right? Let's go back through the months. We have September here. But let's go back to, let me see, monthly awards. Let's go. So we're supposed to have some more months here. I don't know why we don't have more months. Okay, yeah, we have more months. We got more months. So in August was Haaland, Arteta, and Sid Maxima. Save of the month, Nick Pope. You go to September, you had Marcus Rashford and Ten Hag. I don't know how they won those awards, but they did. Pickford, best save, Ivan Toney. And then they're supposed to update this. Let's get the month. They're supposed to update this, but they didn't. See that? Somebody not doing their job over here. Let me see if I could get more information here. Somebody not doing their job, but there's something with the awards, man. The awards came out. Let's check the news. Let's Let's find out who won the awards because I don't actually know. I didn't check. I think they're out already. Let me see if they came out already. It got to be Miguel Almiron winning the freaking Player of the Month, though. It has to be. Let's scroll down a little here and see. Southampton part ways with Hassan Huto. We spoke about that. And also, Wolves are looking to appoint Julian Lopetegui as well, who might actually come in after the World Cup. So, didn't actually mention that one. But, okay, we got it. The awards weren't given as yet. That is what actually happened. The awards weren't given. And these are the nominees. October Player of the Month. Miguel Almiron, Kepa Arrizabalaga, Kevin De Bruyne, Bruno Guimaraes. A lot of players, though. I've never seen this many players given going up for the awards. Erling Haaland, Kieran Trippier, Leandro Trossard, Granit Xhaka. I have to say this is between Leandro Trossard, Kevin De Bruyne, and Miguel Almiron. I know Haaland has done well and Bruno Guimaraes done what these players have done well. But if I have to take a pick, I'm going to give it to Miguel Almiron, man. He's been on fire. He's scoring spectacular goals every game now. So I'll give it to Miguel Almiron. So, okay, yeah. See, it has the whole rundown there that I'm not going to go through the rundown. But in terms of Manager of the Month, there's Pep Guardiola up for it, Eddie Howe, and Mikel Arteta. I'm going to give it to Eddie Howe, man. This guy have been on fire. They haven't been losing any games, so I'm going to give it all to Newcastle. Give everything to them. Everything. Best goal, Miguel Almiron, give it to them. Give everything to them. They deserve it. As I said, Newcastle are the most exciting team in the league because you might think they might lose the game, but they won't. They win in the games. That's the thing about Newcastle. They're winning a lot of games. So, guys, that's it for the Premier League roundup this weekend. Let's actually, let's actually go into some Champions League and some Europa League and things. You know what I mean? Let's do that. Let's take a little breather, take some water. I could end the stream now, but I promise to talk a little Champions League. Right? So let's get into some Champions League, man. Let's change it up. Champions League. We're going to pull that up. We're going to pull up some Champions League. And we're going to go to the Champions League website. And we're going to actually change the background here. And we're going to talk some champions. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's talk some Champions League, Europa League, Conference League. Let's make some early predictions, man. Is the gaming section currently working? Could we do that? I don't think so. They didn't update it the last time I checked, but maybe it is updated. Let me see. Nah, it's not. Yeah, it is updated, but let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Start predicting. Let me see. Around the 16, maybe? Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's make some early predictions for the round of 16. Okay. So, guys, feel free to make some predictions with me as we do some early predictions. All right. So, the games will be played February 14th, 15th there and the week after. So, there'll be a transfer window in January. So, teams might bolster, replace a couple players in their squads and look a lot better coming into the knockout phase. So PSG versus Bayern Munich. This one is a very, very tough one to predict, I have to say. And this is one of the marquee clashes in the round of 16. This is tough. This is very, 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 very tough. Messi, Neymar, Mbappe coming up against the likes of Müller, Kimmich. Maybe Neuer will be back in goal. Goretzka, Sane, Gnabry. Maybe Sadio Mane will be fit again. 2 star-studded 11s coming up against each other. Wow. I don't even know what to predict here, though. I don't know what to predict, but there's some more factors. First team to score, play of the match, booster, and all of that. So the first leg, we have to predict both legs, it seems, right? The first leg, PSG at home against Bayern Munich. I think this one's gonna. Let me go with a 1-1 draw for this one. I'm gonna say 1-1 draw. Some early predictions there. I'm gonna say 1-1 draw. First team to score. I'm gonna say PSG get a goal and Bayern, come back and score an equalizer. Play of the match. Let's make some predictions. Play of the match. Kingsley Coman to score the equalizer. Booster? No, we're not going to boost this one. So that's my prediction for the first leg there. PSG versus Bayern Munich. And the beauty about this is 2 legs. So when we get to the second leg, then I'll give my prediction. And then, it's fun. It's very fun. Go here and I could click there and I'll be able to predict the second legs, right? I'll go down and I'll predict the second legs, I think. Week 1, bam. Second leg. Yeah, I'll predict the second leg. Let me see if the second leg actually shows up from the first prediction that I made. It doesn't. It doesn't. Which is pretty weird if you ask me. But let's go back here and continue predicting though. AC Milan versus Spurs. I'm gonna go for a 2-1 win for AC Milan. 2-1 win for Milan. Spurs, very, very iffy. Very iffy. They'll need to put out some big performances if they are to get the better Milan. Leao, Giroud, and Cole. Benacer, maybe Zlatan will be back. Maybe Mainan will be back in goal. Spurs might be all guns blazing, but still put out Spursy performances. Would Conte still be at the helm for Spurs? That's another question. You gotta ask these questions, you know what I'm saying? But Milan, Pioli and Milan, they have been doing a good job. They're the holders of the Serie A, and not a bad start to their season. And they're in the Champions League round of 16. 2-1 for them over Spurs in the first leg. Next up, Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. Is Graham Potter going to still be in charge? You don't know. You never know. Todd Bowley is as ruthless as Roman Abramovich. Sack Tuchel. Who knows if Potter might get the sack if he continue losing games like he's been losing in the last 2 weeks. But Dortmund over Chelsea here. Not Dortmund over, but Dortmund versus Chelsea. I'll say the first leg ending a 1-1 draw. Well poised going into the second leg. All right, so we move. And I actually didn't fill out the other parts here, but I'm not going to fill that out. It will be too drawn out. And we have Club Brugge versus Benfica, and that's a home game for Bruges. I'm going to say Benfica win this game 3-1 and almost put the tie to bed in the first leg. This Benfica team under Roger Smith has been imperious this season with a lot of breakout stars like Antonio Silva and Enzo Fernandez, Gonzalo Ramos up top, seasoned pros like Rafa Silva and João Mario performing well, Alejandro Grimaldo doing well, so Otamendi. This team they have really shown me. I've doubted them a lot this season, and they've shown me what they're capable of doing. And with them playing against Bruges, we would see one of these, let's call them underdog teams, make it to the quarters or even as far as the semi. So give it up to Benfica, man. I'm going for a 3-1 win there for Benfica. Let's move on to the second round of matches there. And we have Frankfurt coming up against Napoli. Well, Napoli's been one of the best teams in the world this season. And they deserve a lot of credit. They really do. But Frankfurt deserves a lot of credit too, because Europa League reigning champs, first time in the Champions League, and they made it to the round of 16. Give it up to them. Give it up to Eintracht Frankfurt. They ain't got nothing to lose. They're going to go all guns blazing with the likes of Kolomuani and Daichi Kamada. And they're supporting cast against a star-studded Napoli team that involves Victor Osimhen and Kvaratskhelia, Chucky Lozano and Ilif Elmas and Zielinski and Co. Di Lorenzo, Merritt. The team has been really good this season, and Spalletti has done a really, really good job in charge. So this one's pretty tough to predict, but I'm going to go for a Napoli road win, 2-1. Advantage for Napoli going into the second leg at home in Naples. So this is the massive one, man. Liverpool versus Real Madrid. The team that just keeps getting into Liverpool's way. When they think that they're going to win the Champions League, here comes Real Madrid twice in the last 5 years. Liverpool must actually have nightmares of Real Madrid. I think the Liverpool fans actually wake up screaming after seeing the Real Madrid logo up in the stormy skies. Ah! Screaming. Are they going to be able to get the better of Real Madrid in this tie, though? That's a good question. First leg, 1-1 draw. Let's set it up nice going into the second leg. All right? Let's set it up real nice. Inter versus Porto. We know how good Inter have been. They should have guys like Lukaku 100% fit by then. Who knows? Lautaro, Dumfries, Brozovic. The team, stacked up. Mkhitaryan, Çalhanoğlu. If those guys are still at the club. Onana in goal. The team looks good. I like the re-emergence of Inter and AC Milan. I really like it. And the dip in Juventus's form. I like that. I like that things are different over there in Italy. And this is a good clash because Porto, they ended up topping their group and they have been a force to be reckoned with in European football over the past few years, giving us some very, very memorable knockout ties. And I could vouch for it. You know what I'm saying? I could definitely vouch for it. But they actually lucky not to draw Liverpool. Lucky. Because if they drew Liverpool, it was show bye-bye. Liverpool absolutely love playing against Porto. But in this game, Inter versus Porto, I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Inter in the first leg. 2-1 win. I haven't predicted any 0-0 draws yet, but I don't want to be boring like a 0-0 draw. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 win for Internazionale Milano in the first leg. Let's move on to Man City versus Leipzig here. A team that actually slapped us up last season when Nkunku scored a hat-trick. And we can't take Leipzig lightly at all. First leg is going to be in Germany, where Leipzig is going to be at the strongest. We got to be very, very careful. There's a lot of elements to actually factor in here. But these are early predictions. No need to get too in-depth with the analysis. Managers might not even be at these clubs. Players might not even be at the club still. There might be new players coming in. Let's give my thoughts, give my prediction. We're going to move. We're going to move. I think this one's... you know what? This one's tough. This one is tough. I don't want to be too overconfident here. But let's say City's at full strength against Leipzig at full strength here. It could go anywhere. It could go anyway, man, because Man City's going to play open. Leipzig are going to be compact and break with some dangerous players. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win for City on the road still. First team to score, of course, Manchester City. The other team does not score. I'm going to boost this one as well. Player of the match, I'm going to go with Erling Haaland. Let's keep it moving. So those are all the first legs predicted. Before we move into the second legs, right? Before we move into the second legs, we need to actually get a clear picture of what we predicted, right? So I don't want to get too carried away and screw things up. So what I'm going to do, let's go back to the first legs that I predicted. PSG, Bayern Munich. I predicted a 1-1 draw. Right? So let's talk about that game, the second leg. Who do I think is actually going to win that tie? Let's go. Let's go over to the PSG Bayern Munich. We got to go all the way over here to get that one. PSG Bayern Munich. That will be a home game for Bayern. So I'm saying after a 1-1 draw in Paris, Bayern would go into the second leg as favorites. Right? It's hard when you have Neymar, Messi, and Mbappe. It's very hard to predict the team to lose. But I'm going to go for Bayern. 2-1. And Bayern go on to win the tie. Bayern Munich wins the tie. PSG knocked out in the round of 16. Early exit for the Parisians. Another flop season in the Champions League after tons and tons of money invested. Let's go back. Let's go all the way back. Let's talk AC Milan Spurs. AC Milan versus Spurs. I went with 2-1 in the first leg. The game would be in London. Let's go all the way back over here, right? Ba-bam. AC Milan versus Spurs. This is where we get a 0-0 draw. 0-0 draw. Stalemate. AC Milan moves on to the last 8. Let's go with AC Milan there. These are early predictions, guys. subject to change according to how things go, according to player availability and injuries and suspensions and bans and transfers and all these things. But I'm going to go for Milan over Spurs here. Note, it could go any which way, whether it's Bayern PSG or Milan Spurs, but this is just what I'm going with. Make sure you share your predictions in the chat, in the comments as well. Let's go into Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. So, Borussia Dortmund versus Chelsea. First leg, I'm predicting a 1-1 draw. Let's go back to the second leg now. So, we just want to have a clear picture of what we predicted so we don't make any mistakes. And I think Chelsea will get the better of Dortmund. And I'm going for a 1-0 win at Stamford Bridge. And Chelsea would book themselves a place into the quarters of this season's Champions League. So let's go with 1-0. I can't change these predictions. I don't think I can, but I won't change them. They'll remain just like that and see how many points I got. So, guys, if you're not playing the game on the UEFA website, go check it out. And I'll try to share my link so you could be part of the league in the description. So, we have one more in this batch to talk about, and that's Benfica Bruges. What did we predict for the first leg? Let's go back to the first leg where we predicted a 3-1 win for Benfica over Bruges, and that was a road win, which means that Benfica would practically have one foot into the quarterfinals, right? So I'm going to go ahead and predict Benfica to win the second leg, 2-0, and even the Club Brugge had a really good run in the Champions League. This is where their fairy tale comes to an end. The Belgian outfit goes out to the hands of the impressive Benfica under Roger Smith, with the likes of Enzo Fernandez and David Neres and co. doing well. So won't be picking any player of the match or anything right now because we time is of the essence. So we're done with the first four there, and let me write Benfica versus Bruges. So we could refer to some of these predictions later on when we revisit the Champions League, right? And let's move on to the next round of games, guys. Let's go back where we predicted Napoli to beat Frankfurt in the first leg. So we went with Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Napoli 2, and the second leg will be in Naples. Let's go. Second leg in Naples. Let's go. Let's predict. Guys, Frankfurt 2, Napoli 1. Game goes into extra time. No away goals, right? It will be 2-2 going into extra time. What happens in extra time, guys? Frankfurt goes on to score a third and win the tie 4-3 and move into the quarterfinals. So I'm going to go for Eintracht Frankfurt to topple Napoli, who have been in good form this season. So quite unfortunate, quite anticlimactic end to their European season as Napoli bow out to the hands of the reigning Europa League champions. So we move into the next one, guys. We got Liverpool versus Real Madrid poised at 1-1. So we got Liverpool, Real Madrid 1-1 going into the Santiago Bernabeu. And what's it going to be? Drum rolls, please. Drum rolls. Thank you very much. And Real Madrid defeats Liverpool 3-1 to knock out the Reds once again, break and shatter thousands of Liverpool fans' hearts in fine as powder. So Real Madrid prevail once again over Liverpool. How sad. Liverpool fans, do you think you have what it takes to defeat your arch nemesis, Real Madrid? It's left to be seen, but I don't think it's going to actually happen. So I'm going to go for Real Madrid. Guys, we move. Let's go. Let's talk Inter and Porto. Inter versus Porto. 2-1 in the first leg, I predicted. Inter versus Porto. Conceição versus Inzaghi. Let's go. We move into the second leg. Porto at home. What's the stadium called? The Dragão. Very powerful at the Dragão. So first leg we went for 2-1 win for Inter. And let's go Porto 1. Inter 0. Takes it into the extra time. Inter scores 1. And Inter actually 3-2 up. Porto score another. And it's still level. It goes into penalties. And Porto, with the hero being the brilliant goalkeeper Diego Costa. So Porto goes on to win on penalties against Internazionale Milano. So congratulations to Porto there. There might be more penalty shootouts, but I'm just going to go for that one. Let's go back. Let's make sure we get it right. Let's go. Manchester City, Leipzig, 2-0 in the first leg. Second leg at the Etihad. RB Leipzig coming with full force versus Manchester City. Let's predict. Are City going to bow out to the hands of Leipzig? Or would they cruise and go into yet another quarterfinal of the UEFA Champions League? Very tense game. It ends 0-0. Man City move on. So, guys, there you have it. My Champions League predictions. Early predictions for the round of 16. Let me know if you enjoy that. I did enjoy doing that unscripted, straight off the dome. That's how early predictions are supposed to be done, man. I didn't write down any predetermined predictions whatsoever, but I think I'm pretty spot on there, though. So my picks are Bayern Munich, AC Milan, Chelsea, Benfica, Eintracht Frankfurt, Real Madrid, Porto, and Manchester City to move on. All right. So who knows? I might do something predicting the rest of the Champions League. That'll be a lot of fun there as well. So thanks to everybody who tuned in to the stream. Appreciate it. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and share your predictions in the chat. So, guys, that's it for the Champions League. I don't think we're going to do any Europa League today, though. What we're going to do, since we have some time, let's take a look at the USA squad. Let's take a look at some World Cup squads, guys. Let's pull up the World Cup background there. And let's do a quick search. USA squad. Right, squad for the World Cup. Let's react. Let's see what the squad looks like. All right, Berhalter names 26-player U.S. men's national team roster for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Brace yourselves. Let's see who made the squad. Let's accept the cookies. Let's eat the cookies. Let's eat the cookies. Some nice chocolate chip cookies there on this website. And let's take a look at the squad, right? Too bad we do not have another squad from 2018 to do a comparison. But this is the squad, though. This is the squad. This is the 26-man squad. Let me save this picture right there. Let me save the picture. And what we're going to do, we're going to just take a look at the squad and see what's going on, who's in the squad. Let's go. So Berhalter names 26-player U.S. men's national team roster for the 2022 FIFA World Cup. Youngest team to qualify for Qatar 2022 will be one of the tournament's youngest squads, as 25 players aim to make the World Cup debut. U.S. men's national team will face Wales, England, and Iran in Group B, play for from November 21st to the 29th. And we'll be hoping to extend it further than that. So this is the squad, guys. Let's take a look at the squad. Let's actually make that a little bigger if we could. Yeah, we did. Okay, nice. So we made that bigger. Let's take a look at the goalkeepers. Let's go all the way down from the goalkeepers to the attackers and everything. And I like the way they did it. They actually have it in the teams that they play for and everything. So right away, Ethan Hobart, Luton Town. I'm actually surprised that Ethan Hobart made the squad. I thought about him and I was thinking, he ain't going to make the squad. Stefan is going to make the squad. So, it's Ethan Hobart. And they actually have his stats. Eight matches for the USA. He's from Highlands Ranch, Colorado. And then there's Sean Johnson from New York City FC. 10 games for the USA. Liburn, Georgia. I guess he's representing and not Zach Steffen. You get the point, right? And there's Matt Turner of Arsenal. He's Arsenal's backup goalkeeper. And I think he's going to be the number one goalkeeper for the USA at the World Cup. As a matter of fact, I don't even know. He's played 20 times for the men's national team. He's from Park Ridge, New Jersey. Then we go into the defenders. Well, look, notable absentee, Zach Steffen, still owned by Manchester City, on loan at Middlesbrough the last time I checked. And I'm not surprised he actually missed out on the squad. His confidence hit rock bottom when he let that goal, a couple goals in for City in one of them cups last season. Very forgetful performance. I'll never forget it, but it's very forgetful. Defenders, Cameron Carter-Vickers of Celtic, over in Scotland, 11 caps, Southend-on-Sea, England. He's actually from England, but he has U.S. lineage, so he plays for the U.S. Then there's Serginho Dest, plays for AC Milan in Italy, 19 caps, 2 goals, from Almere, Netherlands. So he's a Dutchman. I think he's still owned by Barcelona, on loan at AC Milan. Yeah, his the first two names, Carter Vickers, provides some coverage at center back, and Serginho Dest, very versatile, could play at left back, right back, very, very skillful, and has an eye for goal as well. Aaron Long, New York Red Bulls, 29 caps, 3 goals. Oak Hills, California. He's been a mainstay for Greg Berhalter for some time, so definitely expected to see him in the team. Shaq Moore, he's done well in the few opportunities that he's got. Nashville SC, 15 caps, 1 goal. He's from Powder Springs, Georgia. Tim Ream, he's been doing very well for Fulham. I think Tim Ream actually got back into the team. He was out of favor for some time, if I can recall, but he actually got back into the team on the strength of those performances for FC Fulham. 46 caps, 1 goal from St. Louis, Missouri. So give it up to Tim Ream in very good form. Anthony Robinson, also of Fulham, 29 caps. Actually scored twice. He's from Liverpool, England. So he's one of the other Englishmen who plays for the USA. Got Joe Scally from Borussia Mönchengladbach. 3 caps from Lake Grove, New York. He actually scored a couple goals last season for Gladbach, and, I could see why he's in the squad, but maybe questionable, maybe. I think he scored some. I might be wrong in the goal scoring thing, but I don't know too much about the player. I'm going to keep it real. DeAndre Yedlin, formerly of Newcastle, went to Besiktas, but now at Inter Miami. 75 caps. He's one of the veterans. I think he's been around since 2014. I think he was at the 2014 World Cup. He's from Seattle, Washington. There's also Walker Zimmerman from Nashville SC. 33 caps from Lawrenceville, Georgia. So that's what the defense looks like. And it's most likely going to be Dest, Robinson, and maybe you'll have let me see at the back. It's hard to say who's going to be in the back though. But notable absentee, Chris Richards. I think it's because of injury. Chris Richards is injured. And then there's another player. What's his name, man? He was not called up. Is he injured? What's his name, man? Guys, could you put there's an other defender. The name can't come to me right now. Can't remember his name at the moment, but damn. Why is his name not coming to me, man? He's pretty good. He's pretty good too. Just trying to bring the name back, but he's one of the notable absentees as well. He was heavily involved in the World Cup qualifiers, and I'm gonna see if I get the name. I can't remember the name at all. You know, Reggie Cannon is another name that wasn't called up, and I'm not 100% sure if these players are injured or not. That's the thing. But the player that I'm looking for, the name that I'm looking for, is actually Miles Robinson. Miles Robinson. Is he injured? That's the thing. Because he's not in this team. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, he's injured. Yeah, I just looked it up. He's actually injured. So there's actually an article that says players who would miss the team because of injury. And there's Miles Robinson on the list. There's Luca De La Torre. And there's Chris Richards. So those are the players. There's a few players with some niggles as well. Weston McKennie, Matt Turner, Dest as well. You know, so okay, I'm pretty spot on with that. So Miles Robinson misses the team because of injury. Because I was like, how is he not in the team? So maybe a guy like maybe Joe Scally got in because of that. But guys like John Anthony Brooks, he missed out. And there's a few other names that miss out, of course, so we're not going to get too deep into that. But midfielders, Brendan Aronson of Leeds United, 24 caps, 6 goals from Medford, New Jersey. Definitely should be part of the team. Kellen Acosta. I'm actually going to make this point right now. The U.S. men's national team looks a lot better when Kellen Acosta is in the team than when he's not. But Greg Berhalter might prefer someone else because there's a lot of options there, and he has his favorites. So he's playing for LAFC, 52 caps, 2 goals from Plano, Texas. Tyler Adams, the bulldog in the middle, Leeds United, 32 caps, 1 goal from Wappingers Falls, New York. I don't even know if I'm saying that place names correctly. Luca De La Torre, he's in the squad. 12 caps from San Diego, California. He's at Celta Vigo. Then there's Weston McKennie of Juventus, 37 caps, 9 goals from Little Elm, Texas. Yunus Musa. I like Yunus Musa from Valencia, 19 caps. He's from London, England, another Englishman in the team. Christian Roldan is a player that Greg Berhalter absolutely loves. He's from Seattle. He plays in Seattle Sounders for some time, 32 caps from Pico Rivera, California. So there's a few notable absentees in the midfield too, but you know, players who are like their names are like eluding me at the moment. Very, very much so. But pretty much, you know, the expected names I have to say. But let me see if they put in different. James Sands miss out. It's another name that miss out there as well. He misses out. Jordan Morris doesn't get picked. So that's another name that misses out there as well. Let me see if Gio Reyna is considered a forward, so he's in the squad. So up top, Jesus Ferreira, he had a good little run. 7 goals and 15 caps for FC Dallas there. He's from McKinney, Texas. Jordan Morris is considered a forward. Damn. Pretty sure he plays mostly in the midfield, though. But he's at 49 caps, 11 goals. Because I was kind of surprised. Like, he's one of Berhalter's favorite players. So I was like, he's not in the team. But you could tell I'm just going down from midfielders to forwards, and I did not look in the forward section. Christian Pulisic, of course, Captain America, 52 caps, 21 goals. His stats look nice from Hershey, Pennsylvania. Currently at Chelsea. Gio Reyna, 14 caps, 4 goals from Borussia Dortmund. He's from Bedford, New York. Josh Sargent makes the team. Sargent does not score a lot of goals. But I think I'm actually seeing a big exclusion here. A massive exclusion here. Ricardo Pepi is not in the squad. Sargent is in the squad. Tim Weah is in the squad. And Tim Weah is actually from Rosedale, New York. His mom is Jamaican. And I met his cousin before. So, had you right. Antalya Sport, I do not know this player. He has 3 caps. And he makes the squad ahead of Jordan Sibachu. And, of course, Ricardo Pepi does not make the squad, probably based on his poor form when he went to Augsburg. But I think he's doing well in the Eredivisie. But, yeah. So, anyways, not going to go through all of this at all. But those are some notable absentees. Guys, if there's some more notable absentees that I failed to mention, please let me know. But what we could also do is we could pull up the U.S. national team on Wiki. And we'll take a look at some recent call-ups. And we could definitely see some players who missed out and have a better picture. Because, you know, I'm a bit rusty, to be honest. I'm a bit rusty when it comes to the players there. Well, that's when you talk a lot of club football over the last few months and haven't done a lot of international football, right? So let's take a look at the players really quick and take a look. Okay, so this is the squad, and let's go down and let's take a look at recent call-ups. So Zach Steffen misses out. This was the perfect place to actually take a look at who missed out and who didn't miss out, right? Mark McKenzie, he misses out. Sam Vines. And I'm pretty sure a lot of these guys are in the reserves. You know what I'm saying? In case someone gets injured, they could be called up. Reggie Cannon, more experienced guy, there misses out. Chris Richards because of injury. I never expected George Bello to be in the team, but Miles Robinson because of injuries there as well. And that's about it. I never expected any of these other players to get called up, right? None of these other players. Yeah. Midfield. Malik Tillman, not really. Anybody else? Gianluca Busio is definitely a player I think could have been in that team. I think he could have definitely made the World Cup squad. So he's unlucky to miss out. Sebastian Leggett is indeed very unlucky to miss out, to put a bit of experience, age into the team there, but he didn't get picked. Jackson Yule is another name. James Sands is another name that missed out. Caden Clark and these guys now. Paul Ariola indeed missed out. He missed out. Ricardo Pepi, as I mentioned. Jordan Pifak. How did I actually not mention Giassi Zardes? I'm not really up to speed with the form in the MLS. I'm not a big MLS guy. But Zardes. Some of these guys deserve the pick, but who you would have left out? You see what I mean? I think Zardes deserved. I like Zardes, and I think he's definitely received a short end of the stick on many occasions. But you could understand why Greg Berhalter isn't going with him, because you might actually go with Zardes and then get criticized when he misses some chances, and then the US will get knocked out because of that, and then he's on the fire. Zardes is on the fire, right? So unlucky to miss out, but he's 31 these days. He's going with a younger team. If you go up and you see the squad and the ages, the oldest player in the squad is probably Jordan Morris at 28 years old. You see, there's a couple 27 years old players there. Yeah, a couple 29-year-olds in the defense, but nothing over 30. So he's probably, Greg Berhalter probably said, nothing over 30, okay? Just want to let you guys know. So if you're 30, don't expect to be in the squad. Pretty much. So there you have it, guys. The U.S. men's national team squad reaction. Is there anything else we could actually do right now? We've been live for 2 hours. We did the Carabao Cup, we did the Premier League, we did the Champions League round of 16 predictions, and we reacted to the US men's national team roster as well. So I think we've done a lot today. There's been a couple more squads that dropped, but I don't want to do that right now. I'm gonna take some. It's already 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna take some time. I'm gonna actually edit the video that I'm gonna drop on the World Cup, and definitely maybe I go live again tomorrow. All right. So I think I did enough. 2 hours is more than enough. Oh, France squad dropped today? Yeah, I'll do that another time. Not right now. Not right now, man. Actually, you know what? Yeah. You know what? Let's take a look at the French squad. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at it, man. So while we're on Wikipedia, let's take a look at France. I don't care about the Swiss squad right now. I'll do that on my own. So France national team, let's take a look at the squad right now. Let's go down. Players, current squad, World Cup. On November 9th, the following 25 players were called up for the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Hugo Lloris, Steve Mandanda, and Alphonse Areola are the 3 goalkeepers once again. Wow. Surprise! So Rafael Varane does make the squad even though he picked up that injury. Benjamin Pavard, Luca Hernandez is back as well. So the first 6 players were at the 2018 World Cup. Presnel Kimpembe makes the squad again. New man comes in, Jules Koundé. All right, I expected that. Theo Hernandez makes the squad. Big up to him. Him and his brother Luca will be at the World Cup. William Saliba makes the squad. Congratulations to him. Definitely deserves it after the showing at Arsenal. Theo Hernandez deserves it as well. Could be one of their left backs. Don't know if he picked Luca Dean. We're going to find out pretty soon. Dayo Upamecano makes the squad. Bayern Munich man. Ibrahima Konate makes the squad as well. So no Luca Dean. No Luca Dean for the World Cup. He was at the World Cup last time around, I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? Well, was he? But no Luca Digne. We're going to find out who are the notable absentees when we go down to the recent call-up. So I'm not going to bust my brain just yet. But the goalkeeping department is the same. And guys like Upamecano, Konate, Saliba, Jules Koundé, and Theo Hernandez actually came into the squad from the last World Cup, I'm pretty sure. So we go down to the midfield. Adrian Rabiot makes the squad once again. And now we have Newman Aurelien Chouameni. And I expect to see Eduardo Camavinga as well. Matteo Guendouzi actually makes the team. Give it up to Guendouzi. He's been doing well for Marseille. And his Marseille teammate, Jordan Veretout, makes the team as well. Eduardo Camavinga, as expected, makes the team. Yusuf Fofana. I don't know this player very well. But he makes the team. Yusuf Fofana makes the team. Wow. He got 2 caps, but wow. Wow. No Paul Pogba, no N'Golo Kante in the French team. Wow, is this, are we going to, wait. Are we going to see them fall to the champions curse? Is it going to happen? Forwards, Olivier Giroud, Antoine Griezmann, Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, Kingsley Coman, Ousmane Dembele, and Christopher Nkunku. I'm happy for Nkunku. The forwards are apps. The forward is stacked up. They're stacked up top. Benzema 34, Giroud at 36. Very potent. Benzema to start, Giroud off the bench. Griezmann will start. You're going to have Mbappe starting. You have the likes of weapons like Kingsley Coman, Dembele, and Nkunku who could start as well or come off the bench, right? Thomas Lemar misses out. Right off the bat, you could see that. He misses out. Who else? Florian Thauvin was at the last World Cup as well. Benjamin Mendy was at the last World Cup. A big miss in the defense. I'm surprised Ferland Mendy does not make the squad. Wow. Anyways, no Kante, no Pogba. Let's see the notable absentees. There's more names, but we're going to take a look at them here. No Nabil Fekir from the last World Cup as well. He's kind of dropped off a bit. Who else am I missing? Let's go down. Alban Lefort, Mike Manon, Costil. Never expected these guys to be in the team. Maybe Mainan. If Mainan was actually fit, I think he would have been in place ahead of Mandanda. Notable absentee I mentioned. Ferland Mendy doesn't make the team. Jonathan Klaus, who has risen lately, doesn't make the squad. Buddy Ashili, I never expected him in. Chauffeur, never expected him. But Luca Dean messes out with his experience. Clement Longley, he's so-so. Leo Dubois. Kurt Zuma might be unlucky to miss out as well. Boubacar Kamara misses out. N'Golo Kante because of injury, of course, you could see there. Kamara is actually back from injury, but maybe not enough game time before the World Cup. So he wasn't actually factored in. Luca Dean here listed as injured, but that was in September. So he's back fit again. Kolo Muani, new man, 23, doesn't get a pick, but just recently made his debut. Wissam Ben Yedda doesn't make the squad. Can't remember if he was at the World Cup in 2018 or not. Moussa Diaby, unlucky to miss out. And I'm pretty sure there's some other names, guys like CDB went to the World Cup in 2018, I think, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look at the 2018 World Cup squad for France, and then we could actually look at some of the names who did not make the cut once again. So let's go back and FIFA World Cup. Let me see. Let's just go back, and we're going to talk 2018 squad just briefly because they are the holders, and we got to put some respect on the holders, right? Sorry to scroll all the way back up here like this, but let's find the 2018 World Cup. Let's go. 2018 World Cup, and let's get the squads. Bam, bam, bam. Let me see. Where's the squads at, man? Squads. Let's get the squads right here. World Cup squads. Let's find France. The French squad right here. Guys, as I mentioned, Pavard, Lloris, Kimpembe, Varane, Umtiti, he has fallen off big time. So I'm not surprised that he's not in the team. Pogba misses out through injury. Griezmann is back. Lemar, he's fallen off big time too. But Giroud, Mbappe, Ousmane Dembele is back. Corentin Tolisso, he's fallen off big time as well. Blaise Matuidi, where is he these days? He's retired. He's in the MLS the last time I checked. Probably retired. But that's understandable. N'Golo Kante, injury, of course. Steven Nzonzi still plays. Still does play. But definitely didn't expect him to make the squad again. Adil Rami, never expected him to make the squad. I think he's retired. Steve Mandanda, surprise. He's back in the team. Nabil Fekir, Djibril Sidibé, Florian Thauvin. I mentioned these guys. I mentioned Mendy. And I mentioned most of the guys who was in the squad and missed out this time around. But Luca Hernandez makes it back along with his brother, Theo. If there's any player you think should have made the French squad or not in the squad, please let me know. So, yeah, man. BX Gunner saying Mandanda has been in that squad my whole adult life. Ha ha ha. Yeah, Mandanda, he's lucky. And the thing is, he even played a game in 2018, as I could recall. He was given a game. I think he was given like a substitute appearance or something, as France had already qualified. I might be wrong. But that's my reaction to the French national team squad for the 2022 World Cup. Guys, let me know what you think they're going to do. Do you think they're going to fall victim to the champions curse? Or would they have smooth sailing into the knockouts and go on to win the whole damn thing once again? So there you have it, guys. We're going to take a look at some more squads as we go live tomorrow. And we try to go live more often as the World Cup is coming up. But that's it for me today. I do appreciate everybody who came in. I didn't really plan to do a stream today. I gotta be real. So I do appreciate the little support that I got with those people who came into the stream today, man. So guys, thanks again. Do appreciate it. I know there's some probably some international games coming up that I'm, friendlies and things that I'm not really aware of, but we'll really catch up and, get abreast to these things that's going on right now. So, guys, thanks again for tuning in. Like the video if you haven't yet done so. If you watch a replay and you enjoy the stream, make sure you smash the thumbs up button. I plan to clip some of these to put out, so for those who want to watch some more compact videos, you get a chance to do that. We'll react to the England squad tomorrow, all right? But there's a lot of work to do. I got to edit Group E of my World Cup predictions, and I have to continue working on Group F, all right? So Group F will drop tomorrow, and on the weekend, I'll drop Group G and H and call it a day. And then maybe next week we'll do a marathon stream of some sort of the predictions and go deeper into the teams and all of that good stuff. But look, I had fun. I hope you did too. From your boy Dom. Until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. Peace.